Mount Kenya, scaling the heights of education. Our Pro-Chancellor is Professor Chacha Nyaigot Chacha. Our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Stanley Waudo. Deputy Vice-Chancellors, Professor Evans Kerosi, Peter Waweru, Professor John Deritu, Professor Chege Mungai, and Bibian Waiganjo. Our Registrar Academic Affairs, Dr. Ronald Madai. Dean School of Graduate Studies, Professor Suleiman Baruch. The Dean, School of Social Science, Kennedy Mtundu. Dean School of Health Sciences, Stanley Kanede. Dean School of Business and Economics, Professor Edwin Oduno. Dean School of Education, Dr. Kimamo Gidui. Dean School of Pure and Applied Science, Dr. Charles Warui. Dean School of Pharmacy, Dr. S. Chandreseka. Dean School of Nursing, Dr. Jane Keronjo. Dean School of Law, Professor Dr. Moniwekesa. Dean School of Medicine, Professor Kimani Kigatira. They are marching in style. The best of the best. The home of innovation, where talent is nurtured, talent is recognized, talent is promoted. Mount Kenya University, scaling the heights of education. Just look at them, very smart, powerful team of professionals. Wonderful people. This graduation ceremony is the 8th graduation ceremony of Mount Kenya University. And our theme, building a research culture. Indeed, Mount Kenya University is the home of research. Many of our students have also received honors and awards for original work. The Chairman Board of Trustees has received many awards, many grants because of his innovative mind and his commitment to promotion of humankind, and education being the main vehicle. He has a powerful team of staff, very powerful indeed, academically powerful, very intelligent, very organized, very innovative, connected to the community. This is where joy is manufactured. This is where pride resides. If you want a future, Mount Kenya University is the university of choice. All our guests from different countries, you are most welcome as we celebrate this 8th graduation ceremony with 9,535 graduates. Our guest of honor, Professor Richard Sikora, Emeritus Professor, University of Bonn, Germany. The Chancellor, Professor Victoria Wells Wilson, Chairman of Board of Trustees, Dr. Simon Gicharo, Chairman of Council, Professor Grace Njoroge, Pro-Chancellor, Professor Chacha Nyaigot Chacha, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Stanley Waudo. We are proud to welcome the Chief Secretary, Minister of Education, Professor Prof Kaimenyi. national anthem. We need to listen to the national anthem. Mount Kenya University anthem. Take your seats. The Vice Chancellor, welcome to declare the assembly.
In accordance with the provisions of Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Section 6, subsections B and C, and as per the powers bestowed upon me by the University Senate, I hereby declare the congregation of the 8th graduation ceremony of Mount Kenya University constituted.
Thank you. Prayers. Reverend Father Raphael Wanjau, and Sheikh Dr. Hamisi Wainaina.
Thank you very much. Please, you may arise for prayers. You may arise for prayers, please. Thank you. We start our prayers in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Today, we are gathered here for the university 8th graduation ceremony. Thank you, God, for inspiring our chairman to found Mount Kenya University to scale the heights of education. Thank you for the Board of Trustees, the administration, the faculty who have mentored and taught these graduates during their education. We thank you, God, for the families and friends who have sacrificed a lot in support of these graduates to finish their education at Mount Kenya University. Today, we pray for all those who have met the challenge and kept the faith, their commitment of their studies. Thank you, God, for the success of their education journey. We thank you for granting them focus, direction, strength, and endurance. Today, we also pray for tomorrow. This graduation opens another door to another time. Give them job opportunities to enable them to live to what they have achieved. God bless these graduates. God bless their families and friends. God bless the staff of Mount Kenya University. God bless students of Mount Kenya University. God bless our beloved country, Kenya. And we pray all this through Jesus Christ, our Lord. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. In the name of Allah, praise and glory to Allah, the Most High, full of grace and mercy, and may Allah's benedictions and peace of Allah be on His Messenger, His family, companions, and those that follow His guidance. Almighty Allah, the source of all wisdom and knowledge, we thank you, the Creator of all, for making it possible for us to gather during this memorable day of Mount Kenya University 8th graduation ceremony. Allah, we pray that you shower our gathering today with unlimited blessings. We thank you for bringing us safely together to witness the victory you have given to the university again every year. Allah, we pray that you lead our graduates in your path of victory as they receive their various awards in respective courses and disciplines. O Allah, give them success as they embark in their next stage in their lives. Give them wisdom, great achievement, humility in their various deployments. Thank you for Mount Kenya University. We pray that you may guide us in making our university a role model in training, research, and innovation. We pray for the entire leadership of the university that you may inspire them to lead diligently with wisdom. Grant the members of this University of Mount Kenya wise understanding in their entire endeavor towards the noble causes of building and strengthening the university. We pray for our nation. May you cause peace to dwell within our borders. Guide our President, Deputy President, Cabinet Secretaries, and all the other leaders in their various capacity. We thank you once again, Allah. Thee do we worship, and aid we seek. Show us the straight way, the way of those on whom thou hast bestowed thy grace, those whose portion is not wrath, and who go no astray. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
You may take your seats. Madam Chancellor, it's now our turn to present to you students of Mount Kenya University going to entertain you. Before us is Mount Kenya University Choir, which comprises of our students from all the campuses. The choir trainer is Mr. Shem Nyabera. Welcome and be entertained.
Tumesonga pamoja kilele. kisha kote.
Chuo chetu chapendeza kila nyanja, mwananchi anapendezwa na kazi zetu.
Kuifikia Wakenya kwa usawa na haki.
Chuo chetu chapendeza kila nyanja, mwananchi anapendezwa na kazi zetu.
Chuo chetu kinapendeza kisha kote.
Chuo chetu chapendeza kila nyanja, mwananchi anapendezwa na kazi zetu.
Kufikia Wakenya kwa usawa na haki.
Chuo chetu chapendeza kila nyanja, mwananchi anapendezwa na kazi zetu.
Wawapongeza viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Wawashukuru wazazi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Wawapongeza viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Wawashukuru wazazi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
2030 tuna suluhu kwa Wakenya.
Chuo chetu chapendeza kila nyanja, mwananchi anapendezwa na kazi zetu.
Kuimarisha kiwango cha elimu nchini.
Chapendeza kila nyanja, mwananchi anapendezwa na kazi zetu.
2030 tuna suluhu kwa Wakenya.
Chuo chetu chapendeza kila nyanja, mwananchi anapendezwa na kazi zetu.
Kuimarisha kiwango cha elimu nchini.
Chapendeza kila nyanja, mwananchi anapendezwa na kazi zetu.
Wawapongeza viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Wawashukuru wazazi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Wawapongeza viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Wawashukuru wazazi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Wapili tawafunguru kwa haya yote.
Chapendeza kila nyanja, mwananchi anapendezwa na kazi zetu.
Kenya yetu tuongoze kielimu.
Chapendeza kila nyanja, mwananchi anapendezwa na kazi zetu.
Wafadhili tawapongeza kwa haya yote.
Chapendeza kila nyanja, mwananchi anapendezwa na kazi zetu.
Kenya yetu tuongoze kielimu.
Chapendeza kila nyanja, mwananchi anapendezwa na kazi zetu.
Wawashukuru viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Wawashukuru wazazi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Wawapongeza viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Wawashukuru wazazi wetu kwa kazi nzuri.
Viongozi wetu kwa kazi nzuri. Chuo chetu hongera kwa kazi nzuri.
Thank you. Give them a round of applause. Thank you so much, Mount Kenya University Choir. Ladies and gentlemen, Mount Kenya University recognizes talents and diversity. And we have several students from Mount Kenya University who have actually performed in the National Drama Festivals as well as the Kenya National Music Festivals. Madam Chancellor, I now want to present to you Mercy Ila, a student at Mount Kenya University. taking hospitality management. Mercy Ila is the best solo verse countrywide in the last drama festivals. She's going to defend her trophy in the class 11-16 that has been won by Mount Kenya University in the last 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome Miss Mercy Ila.
The chief guest, honorable guest, parents, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, I present the Sky Digger. Some say the sky is the limit. Others say it's only your needs you've got to meet. Or maybe just to afford some meat. But he disagreed to it. And I say, no sky too high. For he became the Sky Digger. For him, the youth are a priority. Priority to the minority. Their guarantee is him in authority. Great work and research with solidarity. Assistance and advice in clarity. No time for games and mediocrity. For this man is the Sky Digger. Look around. Is there no evidence? Digital bus with high maintenance. Library with book in abundance. Surely, we can all make sense. Such work, vigorous and intense, cannot be said in a sentence. 'Cause this man is the Sky Digger. Not limited by the borders. Amakuru yawe. Urakazana zamuri Kenya. The voice of Narwanda. MKU Kigali campus. And now, welcome to MKU Kakamega campus. Tupateko Kakamega. Ingawa ukileko ukisoma. Oria, pia sisi napenda masomo. MKU habo sawa. The voice of Somaliland. Stupid. Me I run, me I walk, I look behind, I see nobody. And now, welcome to LKU Eldoret campus. The home of champions. Kitale to Mombasa. Hinikali. And the virtual school. Tuko digitali. Omera, you know, MKU, welcome to Kisumodala, where English is our mother's tongue. But, do we say? Ladies and gentlemen, MKU, in 3D, with 4G network, wewe umetupa. Ladies and gentlemen, the sky ain't the limit. Evidence is present. You can see it, talk about it, sing, or even tweet it. But each and every day, make sure you do one thing, even a bit. For among us, we have the Sky Digger. The sky ain't the limit. Look beyond the sky. Job creation, priority as graduates. And he says, go out there and make us proud. For this is your time. Time to shine bright, brighter than the star. Be the sky digger. To rest, he won't rest. For he says, he has made kipacha. Sauti kweli stejos. Not to forget, you will be next on stage, but only if you look and understand beyond the sky. Be the sky digger. Frequent visit to the library was a credit he got. Taking books in none to be. He wanted to be like Ngugi wa Thiong'o, to test a costly university. But today, he has changed the game and built a great university to the community. Equipped it with the resources for research. Let us focus our minds on research and take the opportunity we have to eradicate Kenyans from the greatest epidemics. For the chance we have, don't just sit. Change the world. Forever we shall remain Mount Kenya University, the untainted, my university, my future, my pride, and even my choice. We, as the students, we shall make you proud. For we can, oh yes, we can. Mercy Ila, MKU. Thank you.
Round of applause, Mercy Ila. Ladies and gentlemen, that is one of our great products, and we have over 10,000 such kind of products. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce another wonderful group. This is Mount Kenya University Eldoret campus, popular band that has performed in a lot of functions in Eldoret and in all our campuses, and they're ready to present you a number that will make everybody standing to shake a leg. Welcome, Mount Kenya University Eldoret campus.
La 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 la.
Kotingamae, yangai na mobali nangai, pantalomo kaba mama, balala, uzuki sabila mbelango ya bato, ikwela yanga ina sheri, sukadili tama. Yebaki, suka seko tingamae, nangai na mobali nangai, pantalomo kaba mama, balala, uzuki sobilo melango ya bato, ikwela yanga ina sheri, sukalili tamba.
Oh ngai daya, naye mikombo ya bandate. oyangaida yao ibali yao ya bobandate ae ongaida yao na ebi kombo ya bandate oyangaida yao ibali yao ya bobandate ae la 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 mlivojitolea kuniudhi bila matokeo. Oh, chuki ndo nahisi nikiwaza jinsi mlivojitolea kuniudhi bila matokeo. Yani ni sababu gani mwanitenda hivi? Uongo mwanena kunihusu mimi, kinachonihusu si lazima mkifahamu na kushinda mkipiga domo, mkipiga domo. This snap rising, this snap rising, this snap rising, videos vanishing, telling of the lose of your life. It's an uprising, Thank you.
Give them a round of applause. If you need more, please contact Mount Kenya University. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it's my greatest pleasure just to notify you that what you did not know about Mount Kenya University is just about to be there. And for one of our special guests, Cabinet Secretary Professor Prof Kaimenyi, I know you've been really talking much about co-curricular activities for the students, and we are doing best at that. And at this particular time, I want to show you what Mount Kenya University is made of in terms of nurturing talents. We have a gentleman that we are going to present to you who has done us so proud. He's a wonderful entertainer. He is known to everybody, but they've never associated him with Mount Kenya University. And there are many that I will tell you today. And I'm sure you will agree with me that these are wonderful people. Ladies and gentlemen, the artist I'm going to present to you now for a brief entertainment is, you may not guess, but Mr. Charles Kaimenyi, aka Jaguar, who is a good student of Mount Kenya University and is here with us. If you did not know that Mr. Jaguar is a student of Mount Kenya University, at least I'm happy that today you know. So I will introduce that great artist, but for more, he will be giving you further entertainment. Maybe not today, but some other best time. Ladies and gentlemen, could you welcome Jaguar on stage?
1, 2. Maisha ni kama safari, ni safari. Hakuna juma kesho itakuwa. Najiangalia kwa kioo, kioo. Najiangalia kwa kioo, kioo. Najiangalia kwa kioo, kioo. Najiangalia kwa kioo, kioo. Maisha ni kama safari, na yangu ishanoa nanga. Tuna siku mbili muhimu, ya kuzaliwa na ya kuzama. Yangu ya kuzaliwa nishaijua, bado ya kuzama toka duniani. Wanaongea sana na hawajui kule nimetoka. Wakisema na didimia, ona bado na bebea. Wakiniombea mabaya duniani, nazidi rusha zaidi yao. Wakisema na didimia, ona bado na bebea. Wakiniombea mabaya duniani, nazidi rusha zaidi yao. Najiangalia kwa kioo, kioo. Najiangalia kwa kioo.
Unajua leo nimekuja hapa kama student wa MKU. So leo sio siku ya kuimba, kwa hivyo tutaimba later. Honorable CS Prof Kaimenyi, Chairman MKU Simon Gishero, and all protocol observed. Leo nimekuja hapa kama Jaguar na student wa MKU. Na bado mimi ni director wa Nakada after appointment ya President Uhuru Kenyatta. Kwanza nataka kumshukuru sana kwa sababu mimi nikianza maisha yangu sikuwaidhania kuna siku nitaitwa director. Kwa sababu nimetoka mbali sana, nimehustle, kusoma ilikuwa shida. Na leo ilikuwa niongejwe about youth na entrepreneurship, lakini after ile story imetokea Kirinyaga ya watoi na maneno ya drugs, nimeona leo tu deal na story ya drugs. Ama ni aje? Kwa hivyo hii story ya drugs naona imekuwa problem kwa youth wetu, kwa sababu ukiangalia statistics kama za Nakada inaonesha watu 4 million youth wako addicted kwa alcohol, 700 wanatumia hard drugs, na every day zinakuwa invented. Watu wanakamu wanatoa zingine mpya kama kuber, wanatoa shisha, wanafanya nini. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka kuambia youth wenzangu, kwa sababu tusipofanya hivyo saa hii hatutakuwa na generation, yani hatutakuwa na future leaders, kwa sababu kila mtu ukienda kama nikitembea kama Central hakuna youth wako huko, na ukiwauliza wanasema ati hakuna job. Na mimi nataka kukuambia nikisoma hakuna siku nilikuwa najua siku moja nitasimama hapa. Kwa hivyo wale wanasema hakuna majobs wanaanza kukunywa, na naweza waambia waanze kufanya vitu creative, waache kukatua idol, kwa sababu na believe sisi youth wa Kenya tuna innovations mob sana. And that's why I'm calling on the government, kwa sababu kila siku nikizunguka napatana na vijana wananiambia iko hivi. Vijana wana invent vitu, lakini wakienda kupeana watu wanachukua hizo idea na wanatoroka nazo. Kwa hivyo na call on government, kwa sababu wanaweza set place, kijana aki-invent kitu, kwa sababu hata M-Pesa ili-inventiwa huku na inatumia dunia mzima, anaweza ipeleka place na ikuwe ni idea yake ikuwe registered. Kitu kingine nataka kusema ni about wazazi wetu, kwa sababu unapata tukizunguka bado unasikia watu hii wanasema after ukimaliza degree ukienda home mzazi hataki ukae hapo. Wanasema wewe toka, nimekusomesha mpaka form 4. Na tumeangalia tukaona hii issue, the moment una force mtoi anaona ni kama unamfukuza kwa nyumba, na most of them wanaenda kwa drugs na mtu amesoma. Kwa hivyo leo sitaongea maneno mob kwa sababu ni siku ya MKU, nitakuja tuimbe, lakini nataka kuwathank sana kwa sababu was it not for you Kenyans singesimama mahali niko, and I'm calling upon all the youth wa hii nchi wani support kwa hii fight ya drugs and abuse, kwa sababu si fight yangu pekee na nakada, I think ni the whole nation. Kwa hivyo nawaomba na wasihi na ninaomba government watusaidie, kwa sababu it's deep rooted. We need to do a lot, tufanye road shows, mass campaign, na kama naona Prof Kaimenyi yuko hapa, we need to start vitu we need to start easy kama football, vitu kama za watoi za kucheza kukimbia zianzie chini kutoka nursery. Si ati watu waanze kusema football yetu iko chini na hakuna watu wa practice kutoka chini. Kwa hivyo tunafaa kufanya watoi wakuwe busy shule, ili at least wakifika form 4 ama wakimaliza shule mtu anaweza kuwa na kitu kingine. Kwa hivyo sina mengi ya leo, kuimba tutaimba next time. Nikiwa nawe sitembei na kuwa tu kipepeo, na pepea juu ya mapenzi unayonipa, then God bless, tutaonana siku nyingine.
Thank you so much. Before Jaguar sits, I would request Professor Chege Mungai had an award for excellence in creative and performing arts for Mr. Jaguar. I would request him to come and receive it right in front here right now. As Jaguar comes, we have a second artist who is not going to perform, Esther Akod, known in the social media as Akode. They will receive wonderful Professor Chege Mungai is handing over a present to Jaguar as an excellent corporate ambassador of Mount Kenya University. I believe you'll do it very well, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much. The second one will be given to Esther Akot, known in the social media as Akode, who is also a very strong artist currently. I'm informed she had to fly from Swiss yesterday to attend today's graduation. She's here. Give her a round of applause. Thank you so much. And these are our corporate ambassadors. We are very proud of you. They're our students. And Madam Chancellor, these are the products that we are producing from Mount Kenya University. And there are so many of them. Thank you so much. And that's the end of our entertainment. We will have more after this. Thank you so much.
Our chief guest and our Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to recognize all our visitors, all cabinet secretaries who are here, all representatives of vice chancellors from other universities, both public and private, DVCs from other universities, senior management from the council and senate of other universities, and particularly now those who are here, Dr. Hussein Ibrahim, UMA representative for VC, Mrs. Ross Sibanda from Zimbabwe, Dr. Oscar Kimanuka from Rwanda, Dr. Waswa Balunywa from Makerere University, and other senior guests who are here, whom we may not name one by one, but you are all most welcome. We recognize your presence. We welcome you to Mount Kenya University. It is now time for brief remarks from the alumni representative.
Our chief guest, ladies and gentlemen, we now present Madam Immaculate Kakai, the Vice Chair of Mount Kenya University Alumni Association. She is a former student in the Department of Hospitality, School of Business and Economics. She served as the Vice President of Mount Kenya University Students Association before she graduated in the year 2012. Today she works with Mount Kenya University. So kindly, Madam Kaikai.
Madam Chancellor, Chief Guest, Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Education, Chairman BOT, Chairman University Council, Pro-Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, parents, sponsors, staff, students, graduates, my fellow alumni. I take this opportunity to salute you all on this auspicious occasion of the 8th graduation ceremony of Mount Kenya University. As I represent the alumni of Mount Kenya University, I wish to thank the Mount Kenya University management for the investment it has put in place. We appreciate the growth in campuses and centers across East Africa region, the structures put in place to ensure the alumni are incorporated in such activities and development agenda of the university. Further, we have kept informed and updated on various activities in the university. We have been in touch with the university through the Division of Student Welfare, Alumni and Marketing Affairs. Indeed, a lot has been taking place for the purpose of today's ceremony. I request to focus just on a few. Through the Office of Graduates and Alumni Relations, communication has been enhanced by various modes, including internet, electronic mail, telephone, social media, especially Facebook and WhatsApp, and among others. In one of the East Africa University Alumni Officers Forum held at Strathmore, Mount Kenya University Alumni Office was cited as the most innovative using WhatsApp platform for communication to alumni members. We understand that the bulk SMS system has enhanced the communication to the alumni. Indeed, we appreciate the significance of the noble, innovative ideas. The publication of graduates and alumni information booklets and the e-newsletters underway is invaluable to the communication and continuous update in the alumni. Alumni Treasure Studies. We are aware that Mount Kenya University has initiated the Alumni Treasure Studies, in which the first 2013 graduates employability reveals positive outcome. We understand that the current employability opportunities in our country are growing thinner. An employability rate of over 50% within a year is appreciated, and I take this opportunity to inform the today's graduates to put to use the skills acquired to create more opportunities. I also urge the alumni who are already informed of the opportunities to liaise with the placement officer for the more recruitment. Continuous quality enhancement of Mount Kenya University. Programs that enhance employers to accept graduates. Mount Kenya University is among the top 10 universities whose graduates are most sought for. According to the Corporate Staffing Graduate Preference Survey report released in April 2015, from over 50 employers. Indeed, we are proud of Mount Kenya University and proud to be an alumni. We thank the university and urge the MKU team to continue enhancing quality. My appeal to the employers, both in this congregation and elsewhere, is to give more opportunity to these young graduates through jobs offers. Further, offering attachment opportunities in your various companies will enhance practical skills. In this regard, I wish to thank the university management and Kenya Commercial Bank for internship program agreement and urge for more, as this partnership will enhance skills, training, and experience of the students. I appreciate two other organizations that have partnered with MKU in line with MKU vision, mission, and firm's corporate responsibility. Mount Kenya University Alumni Association, the Constitution. I wish to take this opportunity to thank the university channels for the progress of the approval process of the University Association Constitution. We, the alumni, are enthusiastic to see its promulgation at the Alumni Conference proposed to take place in October 2015 and its implementation thereafter. The Student Alumni Mentoring Initiative. During our Alumni Conference scheduled for October, the alumni will be launching the mentoring program for students in various professional or career activities just to ensure the alumni give back to the alma mater. This will be an opportunity for preparing the current students for future career growth. A word of advice to the graduates. Madam Chancellor, allow me to congratulate today's graduates as they transit from the academic journey to service delivery, grounded on a strong platform of knowledge, skills, and attitude. I believe you are ready to showcase your strength and serve the community, your respective countries, regions, and the world at large. I wish to ensure that a little more efforts in your job search or job creation will enhance your success. The university program supports students' employability and training through Graduates and Alumni Relations Office and Enterprise Academy. Take this opportunity and explore your potential. For strong networking with brothers and sisters in the field, kindly ensure that your alumni registration form is filled at the respective university campus alumni office or Ashe Dean of Student Office. I wish you a great success so that you positively contribute to the society. Congratulations so much. Finally, Madam Chancellor, may I thank all those who have gone through sleepless nights to see today's occasion a success. God bless you and God bless Mount Kenya. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Immaculate. Ladies and gentlemen, we now call upon the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Stanley Waudo, to address the congregation and later to invite the Pro-Chancellor to also address the congregation. Thank you.
Professor Prof Kaimenyi, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Education. Professor Victoria Wilson, the University Chancellor. Professor Richard Sikora, our Chief Guest. Dr. Simon Kicharu, Chairman, and members of the Board of Trustees. Professor Chacha Naikoti Chacha, the University Pro-Chancellor. Professor Grace N. Njoroke, and members of the University Council. Honorable county and national leaders present, Your Excellencies, ambassadors and high commissioners present, vice chancellors and representatives from other universities present, religious leaders present, all distinguished guests, members of the 8th congregation, graduates, parents and guardians, alumni present, staff and students. On behalf of the university fraternity, I warmly welcome you to our 8th graduation ceremony. During today's ceremony, we will witness the awarding and conferring of various academic certificates to 9,581 graduates in the following categories. Doctor of Philosophy, 4, Masters, 515, Bachelors, 5,330, Postgraduate Diplomas, 51, Postgraduate Certificate, 1, Diplomas, 2,860, and Certificates, 796. May I take this opportunity to recognize and appreciate all the Mount Kenya University staff, parents, guardians, and sponsors, among others, for having contributed to the success of the 9,581 graduates. Allow me to quote Barbara Cage's words from a publication entitled, "Great Teachers Make a Difference." According to Barbara, a great teacher makes a difference in each child's life and affects each family and the future of all of us. Mount Kenya University in perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, we remember the past with gratitude and satisfaction. In 1996, Dr. Simon Gicharu, the founder and the sponsor of Mount Kenya University, mooted the idea of establishing a university with a unique academic tradition. His dream was to create a dynamic learning institution founded on strong principles of innovation and invention. He therefore envisaged a university would be a premier university and would accomplish the following 6 key objectives. 1, impart knowledge, skills, and values. 2, enhance competencies and skills that promote generation of knowledge that can be utilized in the process of socio-economic development. 3, promote social equality. 4, impart values and attitudes that lead to character transformation. 5, promote creative thinking that leads to innovations. And lastly, make the disadvantaged of today the advantaged of tomorrow. Strategic planning. Ladies and gentlemen, to realize the 6 of our stated objectives and achieve the dream of establishing a premier institution of higher learning, we embarked on implementing the university 10-year strategic plan in June 2008. We achieved most of the strategic plan performance targets by 2013. Consequently, a review of the 10-year strategic plan was done, resulting in a 5-year strategic plan that we are currently implementing. A premier university. Ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to realizing our founder's objective of establishing a premier university. We do so by answering 2 questions. First question, what are the characteristics of a premier university? A premier university has the following 8 characteristics. 1, academic prestige. 2, scholarly excellence. 3, intellectual horsepower. 4, campus attractiveness. 5, satisfaction of students, alumni, and stakeholders. 6, co-curriculum benefits. 7, affordability, and lastly, expected income of graduates. Second question, what does it take to establish a premier university? Ladies and gentlemen, establishing a premier university takes having talented staff and students, adequate academic resources, effective oversight systems, certified quality assurance systems, and synthetic partnerships, among others. Mount Kenya University is continuously fulfilling these requirements as evidenced by the following. 1, the 2015 Webmetric ranking, which placed Mount Kenya University in position 8 out of 63 universities. 2, granting of our Nairobi campuses full accreditation by the Commission for University Education in June 2015. 3, enlisting of the founder of Mount Kenya University, Dr. Simon N. Gicharu, in 2015, World Entrepreneur of the Year Hall of Fame in recognition of his entrepreneur prowess. And lastly, Innovation Communication Technology Association of Kenya, ranking of Mount Kenya University the best use of ICT. Academic programs. Ladies and gentlemen, a nation that develops relevant human resources emerges as the strongest nation. We at Mount Kenya University are determined to contribute to the development of relevant human resource in pharmacy, medicine, nursing, clinical medicine, law, education, business, and among others. To further enhance the Mount Kenya University contribution to human resource development, the University Senate recently approved the following academic programs. 1, Bachelor of Science in Food and Bachelor of Science in Food Science and Processing Technology. 2, Bachelor of Science in Animal Health and Production. 3, Bachelor of Science in Nursing Pediatrics. 4, Bachelor of Arts in Public Administration and Governance. 5, Master of Science in Statistics. 6, Master of Science in Nursing Education. 7, Master of Science in Nursing Leadership and Management. 8, Master of Clinical Medicine. And lastly, Master of Science in Human Resource Management. Competencies. Ladies and gentlemen, it's widely acknowledged that a mismatch between academic competencies and work environment requirements is an emerging challenge. Mitigating this emerging challenge requires offering programs that are relevant and responsive to work environment dynamics. To this end, our academic programs are designed to promote development of academic competencies, professional skills, and soft skills that meet expectations of the society. We support students' aspirations and preferences and nurture them through the university mentorship, academic advisory, counseling, and guidance programs. Quality assurance. Ladies and gentlemen, pursuant to Mount Kenya University commitment to offering world-class education training that are in tandem with ISO 9001-2008 certification, the university continues to comply with relevant policies and quality management systems. The university continues to commit immense resources to capacity building and quality assurance. Requisite measures are in place to ensure high quality in teaching, research, examination, and certification. In order to ensure continued improvement, a system of getting feedback from students through evaluating the effectiveness of teaching, learning, examination processes is used. Performance of staff is also monitored and evaluation done through performance contracting. In keeping with the information technology trends, we have invested heavily in a management information system that has made management of information effective. The Directorate of Quality Assurance coordinates all matters related to quality assurance at the university. Nurturing talent. Ladies and gentlemen, Mount Kenya University is in the forefront of nurturing talent. By establishing the Directorate of Film, Creative, and Performing Arts, we have opened opportunities for our students to nurture talent. As popularly said, talent that is nurtured and utilized does not, as popularly said, talent that is not nurtured and utilized does not benefit anybody. We plan to establish a film and creative arts enterprise. The enterprise will specialize in generation of TV online content, documentaries, professional promotional materials, among others. Conclusion. In conclusion, to our students, emulate your brothers and sisters who have graduated today. To our staff, let us continue the great efforts, not only of producing competent graduates, but also investing our energies in research. To our management, let us not only talk about being a premier university, but walk the talk of being a premier university. To our partners, let us enhance our partnerships that are critical for individual and institutional transformation and for sustainable development. To our parents, guardians, and sponsors, MKU, that's Mount Kenya University, recognizes you as great partners in bringing about individual transformation and institutional development and sustainable development of the university. To our graduates, I congratulate you all on qualifying for award of various academic certificates. Remember that we expect you to effectively utilize the competencies, skills, and values you have acquired from Mount Kenya University to empower yourselves and make positive contribution to society. As you leave Mount Kenya University, we wish you all the best in your endeavors. Thank you, and may God bless you all. Madam Chancellor, Allow me to invite Professor Chacha Nyaitoti Chacha, the Pro-Chancellor, to make remarks and invite the Chairman, Professor Njoroke of University Council.
Our guests, starting from Professor Jacob Kaimenyi, the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, our Chancellor, Professor Victoria Wilson, our chief guest today, Professor Richard Sikora, our Chairman, Dr. Simon Gicharu, the Chairman of the Mount Kenya Board of Trustees and all members of the Board of Trustees, Professor Grace Njoroge, the Chairman, University Council, as well as colleagues, members of the University Council, all honorable people who have come from county and national leadership levels, Your Excellencies, the ambassadors and the high commissioners present, Professor Stanley Waudo, the Vice Chancellor of Mount Kenya University, the Vice Chancellors and their representatives from the sister universities, all recognized community and religious leaders, distinguished guests, members of the 8th congregation, graduates, parents, students, and guardians, staff, and all those present. I have the pleasure to recognize all of you because today is an important occasion for this university. It is important because as we award these certificates, diplomas, and degrees, we are proud of the achievement, which is collective, between the students, the lecturers, as well as those who have sponsored them. Madam Chancellor, and all our guests, as we celebrate this special congregation for conferment of degrees and various academic awards, we have pride in having witnessed in this university a continuous improvement in the service delivery in higher education within the line of Vision 2030. One of the objectives of the social pillars is investing in the people of Kenya in order to improve the quality of life for all Kenyans by targeting a cross-section of human and social welfare projects and programs. Mount Kenya University has invested in capable human resources that provides quality service delivery, conducts quality teaching, and undertakes quality research activities with the aim of achieving the mission of the university. Mount Kenya University values and appreciates the fact that its resource of competitive advantage is its human capital that requires an effective management system, a responsibility that is executed by the Mount Kenya University Human Resource Directorate. The Directorate ensures that the management of human resource promotes development of a dynamic institution capability and generates agile responses to the needs of its members, all of them, staff, students, and all those who are associated with the university. The Mount Kenya University Human Resource Directorate focuses on developing and implementing strong linkages between the human resource planning with strategic business planning. This is to ensure that members of staff are hired on merit and placed in skills that match their capabilities and their qualifications in order to deliver effectively within the changing environment dynamics. The Directorate of Human Resource is also positioning the reward and compensation strategy. It also linking it with performance to gain a cost-efficient competitive advantage. It enhances motivation, job engagement, and commitment by introducing policies and processes that ensure staff are valued and rewarded for what they do and what they achieve for the university. The Directorate of Human Resource is aligning training and development programs with a strategy to ensure that Mount Kenya staff have capabilities needed by the university to succeed in differentiating its unique service delivery channels in Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, and Somaliland, where its leading campuses are currently based. It also ensures that the human capital mix of the university is one that is capable of learning, changing, innovating, and providing the creative thrust which ensures the long-term survival of the university. The Directorate, within the vision of Human Resource Directorate, to ensure Mount Kenya is legally compliant with all the state and constitutional requirements of the labor laws within the country, we take note of all the provisions and apply the instruments to ensure safety, healthy, and a free from risk environment for all our employees. The Directorate is at an advanced stage of embracing the e-human resource for purposes of transforming the Directorate into a customer-focused and responsive function to improve on cost-cutting and operational efficiency and offer services that are relevant to the new world of work dynamics and are attractive to the current and the future staff expectations. In conclusion, may I emphasize that we at Mount Kenya University are committed to having a human resource that is dynamic, market-oriented, and whose pillars are always governed by quality and competence. We shall not relent on these pillars. We shall continue to focus on service delivery by a competent workforce. Thank you all, and now it is my pleasure and a privilege to invite the Chairman of the Mount Kenya University Council, Professor Grace Njoroge, to address this congregation, and thereafter invite the Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Simon Gisharu. Thank you.
The Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, Professor Kaimenyi, Professor Victoria Wilson, the Chancellor, Mount Kenya University, our chief guest, Professor Richard Sikora, the Chairman of Mount Kenya University Board of Trustees and founder, Dr. Simon Gisharu, Professor Nyaigoti Chacha, the Pro-Chancellor, Mount Kenya University, members of the University Council, honorable county and national leaders present, Your Excellencies, ambassadors, and high commissioners who are with us today, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Waudo, Vice Chancellors and representatives from other universities who are with us today, all religious leaders, our distinguished guests, members of the 8th MKU graduation, graduates, parents, guardians, our staff and students. On behalf of the University Council, I am extremely humbled to address you on this 8th graduation as we celebrate the success of our graduates. To all our graduates, wherever you are, the 9,500 of you, I wish to personally congratulate you and also give a vote of thanks to your parents and guardians and all those that have supported this university to achieve this success. We are all very proud of each one of you who are graduating today, because we recognize that you are not only sharpened in your skills and talents, but I am confident that you have been nurtured in such a way that you have what it takes to be the best in the marketplace. I wish to also take this early opportunity to join others in congratulating our own Dr. Simon Gesharu, the founder of Mount Kenya University, for winning the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur Award 2015 in the East African region, and also representing the region in the World Entrepreneur of the Year Hall of Fame in France. We celebrate you, Dr. Gesharu. Madam Chancellor, Chief Guest, ladies and gentlemen, today, universities in Kenya and beyond are operating in a very competitive environment. As we strive to ensure that Mount Kenya remains competitive in this environment, we as a council are continually putting in place oversight systems that provide checks and balances that protect the university academic, management, and governance integrity. We at Mount Kenya University continue to monitor and evaluate service delivery strategies so that our clients are served satisfactorily. The University Council, on the advice of Senate and management, and in consultation with the Board of Trustees, has continued to approve policies and establish administrative structures to carry out this oversight responsibility in an effective manner. Mount Kenya University has continued to position itself in developing relevant, skilled manpower, which in turn we know is contributing a great deal in the fundamental catalytic role of social and economic transformation. To this end, the Council has exercised high degree of accountability and transparency in promotions and appointment of professors and other staff for the Mount Kenya University in such a way that the Council has avoided misplaced priorities and unfairness in this exercise. I wish to confirm at this congregation that the Mount Kenya University Council has done all the appointments in line with the set guidelines that have been given to us by the Commission of University Education as well as the Mount Kenya University Statutes. Ladies and gentlemen, in recognition to the role of oversight systems, an increasing challenge being imposed on academic integrity by the practice of plagiarism, the University Council has approved the Mount Kenya University plagiarism policy, whose objectives, among others, is to safeguard academic honesty, protect academic integrity, ensure that our students and the faculty members share a commitment and a responsibility for maintaining the integrity of scholarship, examinations, among others. I wish to note that this policy is in compliance with the Kenya Government Copyright Acts number 12 of 2001, which classifies plagiarism as a prime intellectual offense, a violation of copyright law and patent law. Madam Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, MKU has established a division of linkages and resource mobilization, which is headed by a Deputy Vice Chancellor who is charged with the responsibility of mobilizing resources and building a sustainable funding base for this university. This is contributing in ensuring that the gifts, the grants that are invested in this university that are invested in perpetuity to generate a reliable and steady growing revenue stream that will support the mission of the university now and in the future. To support this approach, the University Council has approved the Mount Kenya University Grants, Endowments, and Scholarship Policy. The policy segregates the gifts that the university receives, among others, spendable grants, collaborative grants, endowment grants, among others. It is anticipated that the donor will be free to name their gifts, be they named gifts, named professorship, named research funds, named undergraduate or graduate scholarship, or even named public lecture series. I therefore take this opportunity on behalf of the University Council to invite our prospective donors to participate in this endowment scheme. Taking cognizance of the importance of partnerships, the University Council has also approved 15 collaborations and partnerships which cut across various institutions in this country and internationally. This arrangement ensures that there is continuous sharing of experiences, facilities, technologies, and resources as the partners may find fit. Madam Chancellor, our chief guest, ladies and gentlemen, we at Mount Kenya University recognize that sexual harassment is an emerging challenge in our society. Therefore, there is need to domesticate and enforce institutional, national, and international laws and legislations in addressing this problem. I'm pleased to note that the university has now in place the MKU sexual harassment policy, and it is being cascaded to all departments and sections of the university. We do hope that this will go a long way in curbing the sexual harassment vice. Madam Chancellor, we at Mount Kenya University are keen on quality service delivery and to ensure quality service delivery, we have two directorates in place, the Directorate of Teaching Programs and the Directorate of Quality Assurance. The Council has continued to ensure that the policies that we do develop support quality learning and teaching, and also that they are fit for the purpose of enhancing economic development as envisioned in the National Development Blueprint, the Kenya Vision 2030. So far, the university has emphasized science, engineering, and technology courses, which go a long way in contributing to Kenya's transition from a subsistence economy to a knowledge economy. In the recent past, the Council has recommended curriculum reforms, which is consistent with the Mount Kenya University mission of attaining world-class standards in training, innovation for sustainable individual prosperity and social development. The recent establishment of a medical school, the School of Clinical Medicine, the School of Engineering, Energy and Built Environment, the Institute of Film, Creative and Performance Arts, the Parklands Law Campus is sure testimony to this. Such quality curricular reforms require high investments in infrastructure development. I wish therefore to thank the Board of Trustees on behalf of Council for their commitment in funding modern teaching and learning facilities as well as office space for our staff. I can say with certainty that the curriculum and the training programs are responsive, comparable, and compatible to the needs of modern economy, and also adaptive to the changes taking place in higher education globally. Madam Chancellor, due to the prudent management style and hard work of Mount Kenya University staff, the performance targets for the Mount Kenya University 2008-2018 strategic plan were achieved by the end of 2014. Consequently, the University Council, in consultation with the Board of Trustees, has spearheaded the review of the strategic plan, and I am happy to report that the Mount Kenya University 2015-2019 strategic plan is in place, while ensuring periodic monitoring and evaluation. I wish to urge the university staff to continue this good work and ensure the timely achievement of the set targets within this plan period. Finally, may I once again congratulate each one of you that are graduating today, and I do know that you are fit for the roles you're going to fill in society, but more importantly, I am confident that your stay in this university has added value to your lives, and therefore you are endowed with the ability to transform society. I call you agents of change. I therefore wish you the very best in your diverse roles of bringing this change to our society. God bless you. I wish to humbly take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Simon Gisharu, who is the chairman of the Board of Trustees of this university. He is the founder, who will give his speech, and after which he will take the noble duty of inviting our Cabinet Secretary, Professor Jacob Kaimenyi, to give his speech. Dr. Gisharu.
Don't worry. When you become tall, these are the challenges that you have to give some people, that they have to raise the dais a little bit higher. Professor Victoria Ursing, the Chancellor, and I want to say the Chancellor landed last night from United States of America, and she is here with us today, and I want to thank her for that particular sacrifice on her part. Professor Jacob Kaimenyi, the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. Professor Sikora, our chief guest, who also came from Bonn, Germany. Professor Nyegoti Chacha, the Pro-Chancellor, the Chairperson, University Council members, Your Excellencies, ambassadors, and the representatives of the ambassadors, the Vice Chancellor, and guests from our other sister universities in Kenya, religious leaders, all distinguished invited guests, members of the aid congregation, graduates, parents and guardians, staff and students. I want first and foremost, before going to my presentation, my speech, to introduce you to one person who is in this particular congregation. And I want to say this person, sometimes back, about 3 years ago, when I bought this particular land, which is about 110 acres of land, some delegations went to her with very good business plans. Some had given her some plan that they can do housing project in this land. Others had said they can do some cultivation in this land. But this person told me, Simon, Bio, can you go to the lad's office and register this lad at the Mount Kenya University for the future university development. Mumesikia hiyo? Alisema bio, kibia haraka sana. I want to say this person, some few months ago, when she saw my weight is becoming unsustainable, aliniambia tena bio, I want to see your weight reducing. And you can see now I look fit, isn't it? I don't want to say where this person comes from, but she is with me here. She is none other than my dear wife, Jane Gadoni Nyoto. Jane Gadoni Nyoto, who we work very closely. So I want just for you to allow me a minute, isn't it? To introduce me, to introduce Jane Nyoto to you. This is my dear. So she is here. You can say hi to the congregation.
I take this opportunity to say we are very proud to have our guests who are so distinguished. Yeah, and to see our staff and students, parents, children here, it gives us a lot of joy. And like I tell our students and staff, it has taken the hand of God, the marvelous doing, and we give all glory to God. We are so delighted, and whatever we have been told by Professor Grace and our student Jaguar, I always say that it is good to have virtues and to discard vices, refusing anything that you bars from achieving our success. And I wish you the best as you graduate. May the sky be the limit. God bless you. I want to thank you, Simon, for giving me this opportunity.
Asante sana Jane, for giving me the support to earn this prestigious title of the founder of this university, because we normally say where there is a successful woman, there is a man behind her. Where there is a successful man, there is also a woman behind her. So that is complete, and thank you for that particular support. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for giving me this opportunity to address you today. It is always an honor to talk to graduates on one of the most important days of their lives. Today, we celebrate the academic achievements for which you have labored for and likely earned. 8 years ago, we received a letter of interim authority from the Commission for University Education. Now then it was called Commission for Higher Education. Now it's Commission for University Education. They allowed us to establish Mount Kenya University. I can state without any contradiction whatsoever that very few things fill my heart with more joy than witnessing the parade of such fine minds of graduates like the way I can see you here today. Congratulations to you all, and thank you for believing in us. Hiyo inataka makofi. Pigani makofi, because it is the 10,000 graduates who believed in us, that we are going to deliver, and we graduate you. We are very proud of you. I want to start by congratulating the University Council, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Stanley Waudo, and the entire Senate and management of the university for your professionalism in steering this institution to greater heights. Preparing a student all the way from his freshest day to graduation is no mean task. I wish to personally commend Professor Waudo for his good stewardship as the Vice Chancellor and the CEO of this university, which has ensured that Mount Kenya University is not a homogeneous institution, especially in recruitment of staff. While tribalism continues to be default, some of our institutions of higher learning, I can say without again any contradiction that Mount Kenya University policy is guided by professionalism and commitment to serve and inclusiveness, taking care of the diversity of our country. There is no doubt that Mount Kenya University is first among equals. 2 months ago, I was in Monaco, a small but incredibly rich country in the south of France. I was inducted into the Global Entrepreneurs Hall of Fame. We were only 65 entrepreneurs from around the globe. Some of them operate billion-dollar companies that are more than 100 times bigger than Mount Kenya University. I have never seen so many private jets packed together before, which came with this fame, Hall of Fame inductees. I was looking around in the airport when we were going home with Jane, and when I saw my fellow global entrepreneurs going to the jets, I asked Jane, because sometimes I hear that there are some few things that are sent from heaven. I asked my wife, could we also be having our jet here sent from heaven after being crowned as the Hall of Fame entrepreneur? And I remember Jane told me that there is none of us, but we have so many private jets. We have so many private jets in form of our graduates. In form of our graduates. Today we are celebrating 10,000 private jets. 10,000 private jets, not one jet, but 10,000 private jets, whom we are churning out to the labor market today. Most of you, some of you, will own those jets. If you not own those jets, you'll be making those jets. And therefore, that gave me a consolation that even if we did not have a private jet, then at least I have 10,000 private jets today in the form of my graduates. I was truly humbled to be recognized for the impact we are making in the area of education, which has enabled us to transform the lives of thousands of people. Dear graduates, today you have opened a new chapter in your lives, a chapter where you will be described not as a student, but as a professional and a Mount Kenya University alumnus. These new titles come with a new freedom and a new responsibility. Do not take it for granted. The direction your life takes from today, henceforth, will be dictated largely by the decisions you make. Whether you will succeed or fail, whether you will become rich or poor, and whether you will marry or remain single, will purely be upon you. And when I am saying that, when I was thinking about that the future lies in your hands, whether you will succeed, whether you will be the next person to be nominated in the World Hall of Fame or not. A story, I felt that there is one story that I like very most, and I want to tell you this story. In a faraway land, there lived a fortune teller. I'm not very good in telling stories, so don't expect me to dramatize so much because I don't have that talent. I want to say that in a far away land there lived a fortune teller called Katu. He was feared by everybody in his village, including the king. He had correctly predicted the coming of the rains after a long dry spell. He had also correctly predicted that the king's favorite daughter would become pregnant. I don't know why he had to predict on that one. Whenever he sounded his horn to warn the other villagers of impending doom, everybody stood to listen. One day, a boy from the neighboring village decided to challenge the fortune teller's authority. He came with a ploy that he was convinced he would expose Katu as a liar. Word of the challenge spread across the two villages like bushfire. It was believed that whoever challenged the fortune teller would die. But Katu, being a wise old man, accepted the challenge. On the day of testing him, people from the two villages congregated in a village. There was a lot of drumming, singing, and shouting. But the atmosphere was tense. The neighbors from the boy's village challenged him to teach the fortune teller a lesson. The two climbed on a podium. You can imagine the two of them, the fortune teller and the young boy, in a podium like this one. The fortune teller was smoking his pipe and blowing out smoke slowly from his mouth. Meanwhile, the boy stood with his hands behind the back. He did not allow Katu to have a glance at what he was holding. The crowd cheered as they jostled for a better view of the two adversaries. The young boy told Katu, "I'm holding a bird in my both hands," behind, looking at him straight in the eyes. "If you are a genuine fortune teller, I want you to tell this crowd whether the bird I'm holding behind me is dead or alive." The crowd shouted, and looking at the fortune teller, what he will say. There was a loud whistle accompanied by the words, "Katu, this is your day of reckoning." The fortune teller did not even blink. He took another puff. He was not in a hurry at his tobacco pipe and let out the smoke in a slow motion. You can try to imagine about all that. The crowd became more agitated, waiting for his response. And they started speaking. They started telling Katu, "Speak now, speak now. Can you now tell us whether that bird that this boy is holding is alive or dead?" Katu took a quick glance at the crowd. Then he cleared his throat to speak. Almost immediately, the crowd fell silent. The oracle was about to open up. "Young man," he said to the boy, his voice rich with hope and anticipation, "I will not answer your question as to whether the bird is alive or dead. Because if I tell you that the bird is alive, you will squeeze it behind your back and it will come out dead. And if I tell you the bird is dead, you will just open your heart and draw it when it is alive." And Katu told the young boy that the life or the death of this bird is in your hearts. Ladies and gentlemen, the story is teaching us something, that the future is in your hearts. It is not in your parents' hearts. It is not in your sponsors' hearts. It lies purely in your hearts. In life, you must believe in something to make it happen. Self-belief is always the first step. As the novelist Terry Pratchett once said, "The truth may be out there, but the lies are inside your head." If you convince yourself that you cannot achieve something, then of course you won't achieve anything. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to turn back to my friend, Cabinet Secretary Jacob Kaimenyi, and make him one request that in this country there are quite a number of idle resources that exist in form of unclaimed assets authority, which is holding billions of Kenya shillings. And the request that I want to make to the government through the Cabinet Secretary is that can we utilize this money to make it accessible to our young people so that either they can borrow the money to support their education, they can utilize it as loans for starting their own businesses, or it can also be given to the Higher Education Loans Board to expand the loans portfolio so that many of the Kenyan deserving students who are looking for higher education can be able to access that money and support their education. I want to say on behalf of the Board of Trustees that we are very much committed into developing Mount Kenya University as a center of excellence. We will continue expanding access to education, and I want to say categorically that in September this year, 2015, we will be opening the first ultra-modern campus that has been established in Lodwar County since post-independence, which we have used about 300 million shillings, and we are going to spend up to $500 million when we complete it and developing other infrastructures. We are still developing other infrastructures in other countries like Kigali, Somaliland, and we will continue investing. And I want to say that today's theme is building a research culture, and I want to say that we are going to invest about 10% of our gross income in supporting research in this particular university. I want to say among you graduates, there is one student who is graduating today, and this student, I heard his story. Sometimes I had gone to preside over a function in one of the secondary schools in Kiambu County, and this student was a mechanic. He went back to school, got a grade B+, and was not admitted to the university. And the other mechanics were ridiculing him. Why did you go back to school? And he said that even if I did not get a place, I know my luck will come. And I want to say today, we got that student, that gentleman, and sponsored him. And today, he is one of the lucky graduates today who is graduating with a bachelor's degree in procurement. Can we clap for that student? We want to keep our time because we want to finish our graduation as usual by 1. We don't want you to start moving around because we have kept you. We made a promise with the Vice Chancellor that every time we have a graduation by 1, we are through, and we are going to keep to that. So please be patient. And I want to thank you all for listening to all of us. Whether you like me or not, please listen to us. We have a message to tell you, isn't it? Do you promise me that you are not going to listen to all of us? Can I see you waving? Please listen to us and be patient. And I want to thank you all and wish you journey masses as you go back to your respective destinations. And I want to thank you, finally, for choosing Mount Kenya University as your preferred institution of higher learning. I don't take it for granted. My wife does not also take it for granted. And we are going to deliver, we are going to still continue doing what we know best, and we are going to continue making this university the best preferred institution of higher learning in the whole of East African region. I want to say now we have a lady who is here from Zimbabwe. We are going to preach the word of education in Zimbabwe. We have also another one who has come from Cameroon. We are going to do that, and very soon we'll also be going to United Arab Emirates to reach Kenyans who are there, and they are also looking for higher education. We are going to deliver. You have continued believing in us, and we are going to keep on believing in you. So please keep on listening to us. We are going to make our speeches short so that we can be able to finish and give you what you came here to get, isn't it? Thank you. God bless you, and allow me to invite our Cabinet Secretary, Jacob Kaimenyi. Let's listen. He might declare that they are unclaimed. He might declare something for us, not always wherever. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening, and keep on listening to us. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you need to clap for your chairman again, founder chairman. The Chancellor of this great university, Professor Victoria Wilson, the chief guests, and Professor Emeritus, University of Bonn, Germany, Professor Richard Sikora, the founder of Mount Kenya University and Chairman of Board of Trustees, Dr. Simon Gicharu, and his dear wife, because behind this great man, there is somebody called Jane Gadoni, a pure makofi. And for want of time, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to say all protocols observed. Na kwa vile, I will not be able to greet each one of you, wherever you are, tusalimiane ewan jamen. Asante sana. This is a moment of celebration. I'm amazed. Some people have spoken here and said great things, and you are behaving as though you are in a funeral. You are not. So please, Freelanga free, yes, to wish others well and celebrate this great occasion. I am delighted to be here with you this morning to celebrate the 8th graduation ceremony. I'm aware that you have been ISO certified, and this is a positive indicator of your compliance with the best practices internationally. I believe the best practices that are entrenched in this university are able to facilitate effective implementation of the university mission, which I'm told focuses on teaching, research, and character transformation. So as you leave this university today, will you be able to tell us, are we going to see it in you, some serious element of character transformation? If the answer is yes, then your having come here shall not be in vain. My ministry has always encouraged universities to adopt modern quality management systems to ensure high quality of university education in our motherland. Universities are reservoirs in ensuring that we answer the questions that are very dear to us, so that we can find solutions and particularly homegrown solutions to our country. Looking at the East African community especially, we in the government should often look up for governance and meaningful ideas from our universities. And Mount Kenya University obviously is no exception. So we look for a lot of guidance in terms of governance, how we can improve the service delivery of our people so that you can be proud to be Kenyans. Kenya is blessed to have a government that has expressed a commitment to usher in the digital generation. This is a digital country, and the Kenya Vision 2030 targets information technology enabled services as one of the priority sector through projects such as the establishment of Consa Technology City. Ladies and gentlemen, ICTs have proven as enablers in terms of transforming the socioeconomic status of many countries in the world. I just happened to have come from Korea not long time ago, a country which is highly unresourced. They may not have minerals. They may not be as resourced as we are. But because of embracing ICT, that country is highly, highly developed. And as you know, at some point we were together in that journey to develop, which means we can do it if only we are willing to embrace ICTs in a big way. And I have no shred of doubt in my mind, you are the people to set pace in this matter. As you all know, the current government has placed a lot of premium on the expansion of higher education as one of the accelerators of economic growth. There are few countries in this continent which have 70 universities. Because this country at the moment has about 70 universities, which is wonderful. And my challenge to all these universities is that we must be seen to make a difference. Can they make a difference? The answer is yes. There is evidence on the ground to indicate that those countries which have large numbers of people with university education, their development index is higher than those other countries whose numbers are less. Therefore, we look forward to a lot of development in this country. Our graduates are wonderful, I can tell you. Great young men and women. Just the other day, the British Council conducted a study of all or several universities in Africa. And Kenya, our country, our graduates, you people, were number one in terms of saying that when you leave the university, you want to seek self-employment. 64% of you are saying that, which is wonderful. So as was mentioned earlier on, our expectation, your parents' expectation, is that you'll be wealth creators, not job seekers, so that you can employ more people. As we think in terms of addressing the challenges of unemployment in our country, we do hope that you'll do exactly that. One comedian once said, one can never be overdressed or overeducated. It is increasingly becoming very apparent and indeed a reality that a bachelor's degree is not enough. Lazima utafute ile ingine, a master's degree, a PhD. So we do hope that some of you will not stop there. You move ahead so that you can acquire more knowledge. Because the whole purpose of even moving higher is to acquire more knowledge. Not for the sake of it, but for the sake of making yourself even better. In terms of serving Kenyans, in terms of serving the people where you come from. Because for me, ladies and gentlemen, I do hope that people see some difference because you are MK graduate. And because, as I said earlier on, universities exist to solve problems, I do hope that all universities will be seen to be very vibrant in research, whether public or private. Because we find sometimes some people are appointed as lecturers and then go through some academic menopause. They do no research at all, no publications, yet they are in institutions of higher learning. That is totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. And even some who have been employed either as assistant lecturers remain as assistant lecturers forever. That is why we abolished the post of an assistant lecturer. Because it's meaningless, really. So my challenge, again, to all universities, let us produce more PhDs per year at the rate of 1,000 per year. 1,000. Because universities which are worthy of their sort, they have a strong component of postgraduate training. And I want to believe this university is taking that direction. Again, I can see wonderful people here, men and women listening to me. My wish is that one day, as part of good practice, we shall establish what is called university court. A university court is a place where the Wanjikos of this world meet the university dons and the management of those universities and interrogate the universities to hold them to account about service delivery, how they spend their money, and I hope you can do that. Simon Gicharu. And you are wonderful Vice Chancellor, my good brother, Award. I hope you'll be the first university to start or have a university court. The other thing which I want to encourage universities here, and MK I think is great in this, is for us to create outlets for publications of our research. Not many of our universities are very good journals, yet we know it is possible. So let's hope that again this university will set the pace. I'm about to conclude. I know you want to graduate, enjoy yourselves. You are going to do that. And it was mentioned by Simon Gicharu, it's not very often that you drink from the fountain of great men and women who are behind me here. Muteke masikio kidogo, because it's a moment to learn. There is something which is in the air in the country at the moment. We've seen cases of increased indiscipline amongst our youth. What was witnessed in that bus the other day is rather unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. So I want to appeal to our parents, and I'm one of them. Let us not be described as absentee parents, particularly fathers. We must be seen to be responsible and take care of our children. My experience when I was in the University of Nairobi and listening to other vice chancellors is there are parents who have no time to track the performance of their children, which is a pity. In one case I remember, a young man was going to a university which I won't tell you. At the end of 3 years, when this young man was supposed to graduate, the parents discovered very late the young man never used to go to school at all. Can you imagine? There was one case, a student was to graduate from one of our universities. This was a student from a foreign country, to be precise, from Nigeria. And the parents did not track the performance of this young fellow, only to travel all the way from Nigeria and find that the student was not in the graduation list. So some of us are too busy making money, making chapa, without caring to follow, to find out what our children are doing. So I want to challenge universities to ensure that you provide information to the parents of these children on a regular basis to know how they are performing, and to be able to track their availability where they are. It can be done even electronically. The other thing I want to tell you, as students, as you are about to graduate, please give back that which you have gained from this university. Some of us are so mean. When you leave the university, it's like you never exist in the village where you are. You even forget you came from such a university. Can you imagine if 10,000 of you next year alone, if God blesses you with a job, you only contribute 5,000 shillings per year? That is 50 million shillings. That money can do great things. Lakini you are very keen to do other things. Hata mambo ya kanywaji na kunywa mpaka unarara fua. Let us be sensitive to the institutions we have come from, and God will bless us in a big way. My parting shot to you, please be like the founder of this university. A man who believes in the beauty of his dreams. And as has been said so many times, the future belongs to those of us, to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Do that. Dare to be different. Don't be copycats. Be generators of knowledge and not consumers. Because you have been taken through the rigors of academia in this place. We believe as a government that all of us must subscribe to the principle of business unusual. We cannot be talking about going beyond the skies. And yet we keep on doing the very things that we have been doing forever. So for me, please don't be a mere statistic. Ukapitia hapa na ukaenda. We want to remember you when you are 6 feet under, many years later, when the annals of history are written, your name should be up there. So that you can travel to many places, whether California or wherever, and your name will be entered there as a great achiever. Gicharu made a very wonderful proposition, and I support it. In this country, we have something called unclaimed assets law. The Florida state in the United States uses money which is unclaimed to invest in education. And to me, it's a brilliant idea. We can follow it and go places. I know I've talked for a long time, lakini muhimu, so that we can tell you some things. But it's not enough to hear. You must hear and go and apply it. Kusema na kutenda. Those of us who are great achievers, we do it principally because we apply that which you learn. So I hope that you apply what you have heard from others and even the others who are coming. God bless you and all the best.
Thank you, Professor. I now call upon Professor Shege to invite the Chief of Guests.
Madam Chancellor, may I introduce our chief guest, Professor Richard Sikora was born in Norfolk, in Virginia, United States of America. He graduated from Eastern Illinois University in 1966 with a BS degree and also received an MS degree from this same university in 1967. He received his PhD degree in 1970 from the University of Illinois. In 1971, he began his international experience as a USAID-supported visiting assistant professor at G.B. Pant Agricultural University in India. From 1971 to 1974, he was postdoctoral fellow at the University of Bonn, supported by the German Science Foundation. Richard Sikora is professor and head of soil ecosystem phytopathology and nematology at the Institute of Plant Pathology, University of Bonn, Germany, where he has maintained an active research and teaching program in nematology, soil microbiology, and biological control. He has also maintained an active international program in these areas throughout his career through student research and consultation in the tropics and subtropics. 19 of 57 master's theses and that 6 of 72 PhD theses completed under his direction were done by international students from 23 countries. The majority of the research was done in these students' home countries, where many have become national leaders. In addition, he has had 21 postdoctoral research fellows in his lab, many of which have cooperated in his research projects. He and his students have conducted research in Thailand, the Philippines, Taiwan, Australia, Uganda, Kenya, the US, Costa Rica, Guatemala, and many other countries. These students and postdocs have co-authored 118 refereed journal articles and 111 technical publications. In addition, he has authored and co-authored 9 books or proceedings, 28 book chapters, and 2 handbooks for plant pathology practical courses, and he has presented 28 invited papers at international meetings. Much of this work has been funded by grants from the German Ministry of Science and Technical Cooperation, the German Foreign Ministry, the German Development Foundation, FAO, USAID, and the World Bank. Professor Sikora has, since 1971, held both short and long-term overseas research consultancies to study the distribution, importance, and control of plant parasitic nematodes, soil insects, and soil-borne diseases, and to recommend quarantine and insect pest management programs for several countries, including Kenya, Egypt, Yemen, Yugoslavia, Niger, Malawi, Brazil, Costa Rica, and many others. Professor Sikora has provided valuable leadership in international agriculture, including chair of a global agricultural research partnership system-wide integrated pest management initiative, vice chair of the Council for Tropical and Subtropical Agricultural Research, coordinator of the Federal Council for Tropical and Subtropical Agricultural Research, Scientific Commission for Innovative Approaches to Pest and Disease Management, liaison scientist of the German Ministry of Technical Cooperation and the International Center for Insect Physiology and Ecology, director of the board of the University of Bonn Master's Degree Program, and founder and course director of the Inter-University Consortium for Rotational Advanced Studies Program for graduate students in international phytopathology and plant protection, as well as convener for International Organization for Biological Control Working Groups on soil pests and multi-trophic interactions and integrated control in the soil. Professor Sikora's current international research projects are focused on reduction of pesticides for control of banana and plantain pests and diseases in Africa and Central America. Use of anthocyanic Aspergillus flavus strain on maize to reduce aflatoxinosis in Nigeria and Benin. Use of biological control of soil-borne pathogens and root knot nematodes in vegetable seedlings using fungal and bacteria antagonists, and use of fungal and bacteria endophytes for control of lesion nematodes in both oxic and anoxic rice production. The aflatoxin project is being done with Peter Coty, USDA. The banana research has focused on use of tissue culture plantlets where non-pathogenic endophytic Fusarium oxyporum are introduced and used to induce systemic resistance and on microbially enhanced biodegradation of non-fumigant nematodes. Sikora is actively involved in teaching at the University of Bonn and currently teaches graduate courses in biological system management, methods and experimental techniques, soil ecosystem, phytopathology, biodiversity. He teaches undergraduate courses in introductory plant pathology and field diagnosis and at international agricultural research centers. Professor Sikora has received numerous awards, including being selected as fellow for the Society of Nematologists, the European Society of Nematologists, and the Indian Academy of Sciences. Other awards include the German Industrial Award in 1992, the University of Ghent van der Brand Award for Science in 2002, and the University of Illinois Alumni Association Award of Merit in 2004. Professor is an active member of the American Society of Phytopathology, American Society of Nematologists, German Phytopathological Society, European Society of Nematologists, Society of Tropical American Nematologists, Canadian Society of Mycology, International Society of Biological Control, and Association for International Agriculture. He has provided leadership on many committees and boards for these societies. Madam Chancellor, allow me to invite the chief guest, Professor Richard Sikora, Professor Emeritus, University of Bonn, Germany, to address the congregation. Professor Sikora.
Ladies and gentlemen, students, when you hear that resume of my past 40 years of science and education, I hope you dream that you're going to be at the same place in 40 years, because that's what you're being trained for. I didn't make that resume by myself. It was done with 150 graduate students and undergraduate students. So that resume is not mine alone, it's mine and my students. So I want you to know that, because it always makes me nervous when I hear this resume read. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the presence of the chairman of the Board of Trustees. I'm going to call him Dr. Simon, because I know him by first name. The Chancellor, Professor Victoria. The Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Education, Professor Jacob. The Chairman of the University Council, Grace, Professor Grace, and members of the University Council. I'd also like to recognize the Vice Chancellor, Professor Stanley Waudo, is a personal friend of mine. The members of the Board of Trustees, Council and staff, especially you students, distinguished guests, and all the parents and friends and relatives of the graduates who are sitting on the sides. Ladies and gentlemen, I sincerely appreciate the honor of being bestowed on me to be chief guest on this auspicious occasion of the 8th congregation of the Mount Kenya University graduation ceremony. When I look out here, I consider this an awesome experience. In Germany, we would say wunderbar. It is awesome. It's very impressive. However, I must admit that if I would have been told beforehand by Professor Waudo that I would be addressing 3 times more people in my talk than that given by Barack Obama last week, I probably would have not slept for the last 3 or 4 weeks. I am talking to more people today than I have talked to in 40 years of giving lectures at the university. So this is really an experience. Now may I first congratulate all of the students that are graduating today, their parents, spouses, friends, relatives, on the academic achievements we are celebrating today. I also wish to acknowledge the support provided by the Mount Kenya University community to these graduates. These people have developed public-private partnerships. That means the Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, and all the people on the Board of Trustees. And alongside the initiatives that they have developed through the TICA Level 5 Hospital Partnership, will, without doubt, make immense contribution to the training of students of health science and development of human capacity in the health sector, besides the other sectors. Now, my speech today is basically divided into 3 parts. The first, I would like to say something about the person standing here in front of you. You can tell I'm 72 years old by the gray hairs. And that's something sometimes I wish I was Kenyan, because most Kenyans don't have gray hairs. There was a lot said already about my career, but I want to tell you something about myself. This would be followed by my views on the need for a research culture at the Mount Kenya University and how well they are prepared for this challenge in the future. And finally, I'm going to give you what I call a charge. I'm not going to stick your fingers in the socket on the wall, but a charge is to promote, be a provocative statement that sends you graduates off to make your mark on Kenya society and on the world. Now about myself. I was born into a second-generation immigrant family in Chicago. My family tree is made up of Hungarian and Polish nationals. All of them were originally involved in subsistence agriculture in Europe. I married a wonderful German woman. We'll forget about that. I married a wonderful German woman and have 2 hybrid sons. You can tell I'm an agriculturalist when I talk about hybrids. I've always hoped for hybrid vigor. That's what hybrids are about. And my sons will be graduating in 6 months, at which time I will also be sitting out there, like your parents, enjoying and their accomplishments, just like your parents are doing today. It is very unique that I lived 7 miles from Barack Obama in Chicago on the southwest side. We both were educated in the U.S. system at universities, different universities. And we both took different career paths. I believe I had the easier job by far. Obama, as president, has made changes in the world. I, as an educationist, educator, and researcher, have made changes in how we produce the food you eat. And I'm still making these impacts. And I have been a mentor to numerous, throughout my career, to a large number of students, like the ones sitting out here right now. I am also a hybrid. I consider myself a hybrid, an American-European hybrid. And basically, I'm also an African hybrid because about 20% of my career was spent working in Africa. Now to my talk. Martin Luther King, I think you all know him, made a speech in the 1960s that I never forgot. I heard it on the radio, and I only want to repeat 4 of his words. He said, "I have a dream. Oh yes, I have a dream." And from that speech, he changed the world that day. Dr. Simon Gicharo also had a dream. And that dream has been fulfilled, as seen today, in the large number, over 9,000 students, getting their certificates and diplomas at this ceremony. So he's fulfilled that dream already. The Chancellor and Vice Chancellor also have a dream, making MKU a leader in education and research in Kenya and beyond. And this has been realized, I believe, already, and they are improving on this record of achievement all the time. I am sure all you graduates have a dream that your future will be fulfilling and successful. Somehow, I believe this is guaranteed to some extent by the vast amount of knowledge you've gained from MKU, and through the excellent training you have received here. You graduates will play a major role in the future of Kenya and maybe in the world. Now, the theme that I was given today is about building a research culture. This is something unique. I'm a research scientist. I never considered research a culture, but it is a culture. The question must be raised for you people especially as to why do we need a research culture at MKU? Do we need one at all? Well, we do need one. 50 years ago, almost to today, actually 49 and a half, I received my BS degree In the United States, I was 22 years old, like you people. I went on to obtain an MSc and a PhD, as already said, and devoted my entire career to education and research with students. I know from firsthand experience that university teachers who are actively involved in research make the best educators and mentors of young people. There is no better alternative to an active and innovative mind than that found in an educator involved in generating new knowledge through research. And it doesn't matter what discipline, whether you work with insects, in pharmacology, in education, or in nursing. It doesn't matter. Research is important. The Kenya Constitution of 2010 recognizes the need for developing a research culture as a means of achieving the Kenya Vision of 2030. All universities in Kenya, including MKU, have a role in the process of achieving that vision. The work of institutions of higher education has traditionally been trifocal, consisting of teaching, research, and community service or extension. I have worked on all three. My brother is an extensionist in the southern part of the United States, but he also does teaching and research. This traditional trinity is expected to operate in relation to the specific goals of a particular university. You have to have those goals. The strategic directions of the university influence the level of concentration of each of these three tasks that have to be achieved. Mount Kenya University has a research policy and provides that framework to ensure that the research programs of the university are relevant, necessary, efficient, and effective. MKU recognizes the importance of research as a key component of the university mission. This recognition aims at building a research culture in the university. Ladies and gentlemen, students, I should say graduates, you're not taking any more courses tomorrow, I believe. What is a research culture? Research has been defined as a process embracing the systematic generation of knowledge. Systematic generation of knowledge. The development of new ideas. You're not doing research, like the previous speaker said, unless you're doing something innovative, something new. You don't want to be copycats. You don't want to be doing photocopy research. And development and experimentation with new techniques, molecular techniques, scientific techniques that are being developed worldwide. These activities provide the foundation for student learning and provide an intellectual platform for engaging in knowledge transfer and teaching. If you do research, you have new ideas, new innovative results that you can transfer to your students in your lectures. This is very important. Research, therefore, is closely intertwined with teaching. I personally have been teaching since 1971. I have 70, it was 71. I started in India. Many of my students came from Africa, especially Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda. And the importance of the knowledge gained from my research, conducted jointly with my students, has made me what I am, has made my students what they are, and has allowed me to give my students high-quality training. This would not have been possible without the research culture present in the German university system, where professors teach constantly. I had to teach 18 hours a week as a professor. According to Chisham's definition, he published this in 2007, research becomes the first strand of a research culture. Research, the first strand. Embracing the systematic generation of new knowledge. New knowledge only comes from research. It doesn't come from book learning. The second strand is learning and teaching. Education takes known concepts and ideas supported by research to instill habits of inquiry that reflect the nature of knowledge. It's a big sentence, but it's important. The final strand is knowledge transfer. It encompasses many dimensions of interaction between academia and the wider society, from the way public intellectuals use media platforms to participate in debate, to policy work for government, to application by industry, and through communities contracting research and education services. His model is logical and progressive in that it fuses all three strands, which attract and build strong staff. That's research. Research builds strong staff, not teaching. Produces high-quality students through teaching and learning, and makes innovative impact on the community through both and through extensions, community service. The next question that is needed to be addressed in my address then is, why are we concerned about a research culture at MKU? Why MKU? I have heard people argue that without students there shall be no university. I have always believed that students at a university are a professor's customer. You are the customers of the university. We are training you and we have to give you the best quality education possible. But we also need to appreciate the truism that without excellence and productive educators, staff members conducting modern research, there would not be a modern university of excellence to train our students or those sitting out here under the tent in front of me today. Now, research culture is crucial and central to any university because, first, it is the basis of how a university education works. A university that lacks a research culture cannot claim positive contributions to society. It is the intellectual lifeblood of a university staff. If the university academic staff do not involve themselves in research, then they do not really deserve to be part of a modern academic community. It should be the fundamental source of support for teaching. Research should be the fundamental source of support for teaching. A research culture generates new ideas, making teaching productive. It is the basis of our support for our community. Without a research culture, a university cannot boast a positive contribution to society. And it increases the stock of knowledge, including knowledge of man, culture, and society. Without research, we are not going to progress in this world. Without research, Africa will not progress. Now that we are talking about research culture, we need to know exactly what it is. What is a research culture? Research is a learned behavior. You learn to do research. You're not born a researcher. Research is a learned behavior which starts with basic education and book learning and progresses to higher education, which is research. Research culture is the structure that gives behavior significance. That behavior significance and allows us to understand and evaluate research activity. University research culture is a systematic process structured around the learned behavior of the staff and students that allows us to transfer knowledge gained through this process to our students and community. I must emphasize that the structure becomes the cultural context that we must strive to build on. It is a continuous developmental process. Lastly, I turn to building a research culture at Kenya University. Ladies and gentlemen, I have had the privilege to gather information on research culture at Kenya University, both from the literature sent to me, from the internet, and from the staff. In spite of being a young university, established in 2008, Mount Kenya University has made major progress, significant progress in building a research culture by formulating, introducing, and implementing implementing a series of necessary and important strategies and policies. Strategies and policies is the research structure, the research culture. Extremely important is MKU's research policy, which governs activities related to research and has a number of objectives. I will not read all of them, but this MKU research policy is there to enhance research skills amongst staff, to enhance research capacity, to enhance postgraduate research and training. I've noticed that there are very few PhD students on the list of graduates. That will probably change in the future. To increase the quality and relevance of research output. Without relevant output in the form of publications, there is no output. If it stays in the university library, there is no impact, there is no innovation. So you have to increase the quality and output. You have to protect your intellectual rights. People steal ideas. You have to promote corporate image and promote social responsibility. And this policy is there to ensure that research results and technologies are effectively disseminated to stakeholders. To develop a framework to upscale and commercialize research outputs and innovations is also a goal. Now, the objectives of the university intellectual property policy, this is another policy, which addresses the ownership and utilization of research, are to create awareness within the university community on intellectual property rights and their importance, and protect those intellectual property rights and its creators, innovators, the collaborators, and research sponsors, and the public from theft, for example, and to encourage innovation, disclosures, and protection. It's also there to promote linkages with industry and stimulate research to developing and utilizing novel technologies and creative works for commercialization. When you develop something in research, it has to get to the public, it has to get on the market, or it's not innovative. It's just an invention. The university institutional academic linkage policy ensures that the university enters into strategically and synergistically beneficial partnerships. And this is something I am hoping to do with Simon and MSU. MKU. MSU is a place I was at last week in Michigan State University. This is why I keep on mixing the words. MKU. And I believe Germany and German institutions can play a major role at MKU, and Simon and I will be working on this along with Stanley Waudo and the other members of this group. The university equipment policy provides, as you can imagine, equipment. And it develops, deploys, maintains, etc., and audits them. The objectives of the university biosafety and research ethics policies, I think, are logical, but they provide a framework for ensuring safe and secure working environments in laboratories and workshops, greenhouses, etc. This is very important. A number of my students got very seriously sick working with microbes that were human toxic many years ago because we did not have a safety program in place. And I see here pharmacology and other places, veterinary medicine. You have to have a good safety, biosafety policy at the university. It also ensures compliance with national and international legislation. Very important, I thought, when I'm reading everything, was the university mentorship policy. The objectives which are to promote an environment that nurtures talent. And this is very important, talent. It supports enhancement of competencies and skills of quality service delivery and attainment of academic excellence. Excellence is what you want. You just don't want to be a run-of-the-mill student, a run-of-the-mill entrepreneur, or a run-of-the-mill teacher. You want to be an excellent teacher. You have to strive for that. And that's what this mentor policy does. It promotes professional and ethical practices, and it nurtures juniors into professions of leadership. It enhances professional growth, expands knowledge, skills, and practices, and enhances individual competence, career aspirations. Students, or graduates, I didn't have this type of mentorship when I studied. I had to flounder and look very hard. So you're very lucky to be here at MKU to have this type of policy in place where people can help you direct your career in the future. The University Academic Advisory Services also have objectives that are to promote student academic performance, promote a highly interactive and personalized learning environment. I hope they do that. Foster professional relationships, respond to student academic concerns. Again, I did not have an office like this. And they organize careers and job placement seminars. The university also has a Research Enterprise Development Center headed by the director, some of the functions of which are development of a strong multidisciplinary research culture and encourage synergy, especially with industry and other private-public partnerships. Mobilize the financial and other resources for research and coordinate all research activities. Now I'd like to conclude. I think I've had my 10 minutes are up. I will conclude my address today with what I call a charge. A charge, like the charge of the Light Brigade, to the graduates, to move forward into the future. You have to move forward. Don't stand still. It is my sincere hope and belief that the graduates, the alumni of Mount Kenya University, and those to come in the future will actively contribute to the desires of regional integration in East Africa and beyond. An important problem in all of Africa. We have to push this very fast. There is no limit to what you graduates can achieve in the future with your MKU education. There is no border. There is no border at all. You have a very strong foundation. Barack Obama was the son of a Kenyan student, has changed the world on many fronts. Because of the progress you have made in developing your knowledge here at MKU, you can work to build your future and that of Kenya starting tomorrow. Actually, you should have started yesterday. Last week, Barack Obama stated that the problems of Africa must be solved in Africa by Africans. This will be done by entrepreneurs, educators, and researchers of the future. And that means you. So graduates, charge ahead. And don't forget, oh yes, we can. Oh yes, I can. I can charge ahead and make an impact. I can make a mark and fulfill my dreams. And let me wave you off into the future by just waving and Asante Sana. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite the Chancellor of Mount Kenya University, Professor Victoria, to address the congregation.
Good afternoon. Greetings to our honored guests from far away and from very near, and welcome especially to the 9,500 and some of you who are now beginning a new chapter of your lives. May you be blessed today and always. May you be like our chairman, Dr. Simon Gisharu, who recently came back from Europe representing Mount Kenya University to the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award, where he himself was a representative as a worldwide leader in entrepreneurship. I hope that inspires all of us. I want to speak briefly today about the importance of collaboration between industry and academia. University and industry partnerships have many advantages. Industries gain expertise in important areas, and universities gain access to the real world to apply our knowledge and research. Industry may have concerns about the immediate benefits of collaboration, but the long-term benefits are obvious. Innovation can be synergized by the gifts that universities and industry bring together. In order to exploit opportunities that such partnerships bring, Mount Kenya University has developed a position of Deputy Vice Chancellor, Linkages and Resource Mobilization. His main responsibility is to forge partnerships to add value in the areas of teaching, research, and service. Already we are seeing the fruits of his work. We have partnerships with hospitals, including Thika Level 5, Machakos Level 5, Mathari, Nairobi West, and Twilambo hospitals. University-university partnerships are valuable. We have collaboration here in Kenya with Gulu University in Uganda, Xavier University in the US, University of Bonn, and even the Chancellor University in China. Our research institutions include KEMRI, the Kenya Medical Research Institute, KEFRI, the Kenya Forestry Research Institute, and the Institute of Primate Research. Mount Kenya University partners with professional bodies, such as the Kenya Pharmaceutical Association. We partner with non-governmental organizations, such as Partners for Care, Association of Volunteer Services International, Rafiki Microfinance, Danish Refugee Council, and Soteni International, among many others. With corporations, Mount Kenya University has had many partnerships, most recently with IBM East Africa Limited. These synergistic partnerships promote sharing theoretical knowledge and practical skills that respond to societal needs. We promote the mutual use of facilities. We share benefits of commercialization of innovations. We can fundraise for mutual benefits. We can assemble and consolidate academic resources. We are grateful to all our partners for nurturing a steady growth of these synergies. In conclusion, we at Mount Kenya University aim to promote partnerships that can break down barriers that may exist between academia and industry. We want to promote sharing of knowledge that is crucial for discovery, innovation, productivity, and impact. Together, we will make this world a better place. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Here, Madam Chancellor, I want to present to you a young man called Peter Mithamo for the award of Research and Innovation Merit Award, which this university gives to innovative people. Peter Mithamo was born in 1976 in Laikipia County. After completing his O-level education at Nanyuki High School, he joined Kenya Polytechnic. He has pursued studies in areas of electronics, and he has immersed himself in innovation. Among many of his innovations are currently the tumbling composter, which is a portable, low-cost, and easy-to-operate equipment for making organic fertilizers. He also is innovating a solar-powered dehydrator system. This is a device for drying perishable farm produce. These two innovations are receiving a patenting process. And in celebrating the 15 years of providing higher education in Kenya and beyond, Mount Kenya University wishes to recognize and appreciate this Kenyan for his efforts to solve socio-economic challenges and award him with a prize of Kenya shillings 100,000. Thank you.
This is the Vice Chancellor's Research and Innovation Merit Award 2015, presented to Mr. Peter Maina Mitamo, in recognition of your outstanding innovations in advancement of technology in agriculture. Congratulations again.
Madam Chancellor, allow me to invite the Deans of Schools to present candidates who have satisfied Mount Kenya University Board of Examiners for conferment of degrees, awards of diplomas, in this order: Dean School of Pharmacy, Dean School of Nursing, Dean School of Law, Dean School of Pure and Applied Sciences, Dean School of Social Science, Dean School of Health Science, Dean School of Business and Economics, and then Dean School of Education, Dean School of Nursing.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you Madam Margaret Jerry Chege, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Nursing from the School of Nursing. The candidate's thesis is titled Development and Evaluation of Clinical Competence Assessment Tool for Master of Science Medical Surgical Nursing students in Kenya. Her supervisors were Dr. Peter Kabanya Mwaneki and Dr. Timothy Abuya. With your permission, Madam, I call upon the candidate to start and be escorted to the dais by her supervisors for crowning and conferment of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Nursing of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6B, and that you have fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in Nursing in the School of Nursing, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertain to this degree. Congratulations.
Minister.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you Mr. James Mwaura, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology from the School of Social Sciences. The candidate's thesis is titled Gender-Based Violence Challenges Among HIV-Infected Pregnant Women Attending Kenyatta National Hospital and Pumwani Maternity Hospital in Kenya. Her supervisors were Dr. David Nguti and the late Professor Elizabeth Ngugi. With your permission, Madam Chancellor, I call upon the candidate to stand and be escorted to the dais by his supervisors for crowning and conferment of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6B, and you, having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology from the School of Social Sciences, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertain to that degree. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you Mr. Simon Onyansi Nyakwara, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration from the School of Business and Economics. The candidate's thesis is titled Assessment of Industrial Unrest Intervention Strategies on Organizational Performance, a case study of Mumias Sugar Company. His supervisors were Professor George Gongera and Dr. John Shiundu. With your permission, Madam, I call upon the candidate to stand and be escorted to the dais by his supervisors for crowning and conferment of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration of Mount Kenya University.
accordance with the provisions of Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration in the School of Business and Economics, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertain to the degree. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you Mr. William Sagini Oribu, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration from the School of Business and Economics. The candidate's thesis is titled, Analysis of Environmental Initiatives on the Performance and Sustainability of Businesses in Naivasha area of Nakuru County. His supervisors were Professor George Kingoria and Dr. Jones Agwata. With your permission, Madam, I call upon the candidate to stand and be escorted to the dais by his supervisors for crowning and conferment of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration from the School of Business and Economics, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertain to the degree. Congratulations. Do I have a- oh, please.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 4 candidates listed on page 17 of the graduation booklet, starting from Abud Moronge and ending with Iriruahandi Ildefonse, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Master of Science in Information Science from the School of Pure and Applied Sciences. With your permission, Madam, I call upon candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degree of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Master of Science degree from the School of Pure and Applied Sciences, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertained to the degree. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 63 candidates listed on pages 17 to 18 of the graduation booklet, starting from Alice Chepngeno Ruto and ending with Wamuyu Esther Waiganjo, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Master of Arts in Counseling Psychology, Master of Arts in Government and Ethics, Master of Arts in History, Master of Arts in English Literature, Master of Arts in English Language and Linguistics, Master of Arts in International Relations and Diplomacy, Master of Development Studies, respectively, from the School of Social Sciences. With your permission, Madam Chancellor, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degree of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the degrees of Master of Arts in Counseling Psychology, Master of Arts in Governance and Ethics, Master of Arts in History, Master of Arts in English Literature, Master of Arts in English Language and Linguistics, Master of Arts in International Relations and Diplomacy, Master of Development Studies in the School of Social Sciences, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertain to the degrees. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 18 candidates listed on page 18 of the graduation booklet, starting from Alois Havgimana and ending with Uwezewe Esperanza, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the degree of Master of Public Health from the School of Health Sciences. With your permission, Madam, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degree of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, and by my authority and that of the entire university, do hereby admit you to the degree of Master of Public Health in the School of Health Sciences. This gives you the power to read and to do all that appertain to the degree. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 257 candidates listed on page 19 of the graduation booklet, starting from Aaron Nshimiyimana and ending with Mohammed Hassan, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the degree of Master of Business Administration, International Executive Master of Business Administration, Executive Master of Business Administration, Master of Science in Hospitality Management, Master of Science in Procurement and Supplies Management, and Master of Public Administration and Management, respectively, from the School of Business and Economics. With your permission, Madam, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degree of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary and academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the degrees of Master of Business Administration, Master of Public Administration and Management, Master of Science in Procurement and Supplies Management, and Executive Master of Business Administration from the School of Business and Economics. And by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertain to these degrees. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 172 candidates listed on page 22 of the graduation booklet, starting from Ababu Ingosi and ending with Barasa Laban, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Master of Education from the School of Education. With your permission, Madam, I call upon the candidates to stand and wait for the conferment of the degree of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Master of Education degree from the School of Education. And by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertain to the degree. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 57 candidates listed on page 25 of the graduation booklet, starting from Hakizimana Vedasti and ending with Thomas Nyakundi, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the award of a postgraduate diploma in education from the School of Education. With your permission, Madam, allow me to call upon the candidates to stand and remain standing until they are awarded postgraduate diploma in education of Mount Kenya University, and on award, bow and sit.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the postgraduate diploma in education from the School of Education, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertain to the diploma. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting to you one candidate, Sabina Wanjiro Chege, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the award of postgraduate certificate in leadership, business, and competition from the School of Business and Economics. With your permission, Madam, allow me to call upon the candidate to stand and remain standing until she is awarded the postgraduate certificate of Mount Kenya University, and on award, bow and sit.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount I do hereby admit you to the postgraduate certificate in leadership, business, and competition